8-year-old fixes, CEO's 15mm helicopter, veteran mechanics fired as dog tags, reveal fallen medic, dad blood red, hydraulic fluid, pooled beneath the belly of a $15 million executive helicopter as 3 veteran mechanics stared in disbelief. The CEO's fury crackled through the hangar, his empire at risk, his reputation teetering. Every expert had failed. Every test had come up empty. Then, from the shadows, an 8-year-old girl in scuffed sneakers stepped forward and spoke with the calm precision of a surgeon. Your secondary pump is cavitating from brass shavings in the filter. 8 words that shattered a room. 8 words that would change everything. Who is this child? And what does she know that nobody else could hear? If you've ever been underestimated, hit subscribe now, because in the next half hour, you'll witness a masterclass in poetic justice and raw brilliance. Smash that like button, drop a comment with your own stories of defying the odds, and share this video. Get ready. This is the moment a child's unbreakable spirit rewrites the rules. The winter wind cuts through the hangar's open doors like a razor, whipping dust across the concrete floor. 8-year-old Lily Stone stands pressed against a stack of oil drums, her small frame swallowed by an oversized flight jacket. Every muscle in her body hums with tension. She's been here all morning, notebook in hand, watching the men who used to respect her father treat her like an unwanted shadow. Matthew Cole, billionaire CEO and self-styled aviation maven, paces before his centerpiece, a gleaming executive chopper grounded by a catastrophic hydraulic failure. His polished Italian leather shoes strike the floor in a staccato beat of frustration. This is unacceptable. He snarls into his phone, voice echoing off steel beams. Find a solution in the next 4 hours, or charter me a jet. I don't care. Just get me to Chicago. Behind him, Sam Carter and Omar Nguyen, 2 mechanics with reputations as untouchable as their toolkits. Trade smirks every time Lily looks their way. They slap their grease-blackened hands together, exchange low-voiced jokes about Princess in Pigtails, who thinks she's clever enough to crack a multi-million-dollar problem. Lily's knuckles whiten on her notebook. She tastes metal in her mouth, a flavor of anger and grief twisting in her gut. She remembers her father's last words before deploying overseas. Machines talk if you know the language. He died 6 months ago, a casualty of friendly fire, and ever since the hangar has felt emptier than his favorite tool bench. She breathes in. She breathes out. She's heard every insult. Her sneakers aren't good enough. Her hands are too small. Her mind is just a kid's fantasy. But every insult has sharpened her resolve. Every sneer has fed the fire in her chest. Across the hangar, Emma Cole, Matthew's assistant, juggles 3 ringing phones and a tablet displaying flight plans that are morphing into chaos. Katrina Jenkins, the head of operations, hovers nearby, eyes darting to the ceiling like she expects the fuselage to collapse at any moment. Lily's heart pounds in rhythm with the helicopter's silent blades. She steps forward, each footfall a defiance of the doubt echoing in her ears. She positions herself beneath the aircraft's belly, the hydraulic lines arching like a giant's veins. She lifts her gaze, and the world narrows to the filter housing. In that moment, the hangar hushes. Even the wind seems to pause. The only sound is Lily's steady breath, last remnant of innocence and hope. She opens her mouth, and every eye snaps to her. Your secondary pump is cavitating because brass shavings have clogged the filter mesh. The pressure fluctuations are starving the pump. Replace or adapt the housing, and it will run clean again. Silence fractures like glass. Lily holds her ground, notebook trembling at her side. The men who mocked her freeze in mid-gesture, their laughter strangled. Matthew Cole steps back, phone pressed to his chest, as if her words have struck him physically. This is Lily's world now. The cold hangar, harsh judgments, and the electric possibility that she might be the only one who can save them all. And she won't let this chance slip away. The roar of Matthew Cole's anger ricochets off the steel walls as he slams his phone shut. 4 hours, he spits, or charter me anything that flies. His gaze snaps to Sam Carter and Omar Nguyen, two veteran mechanics whose pride pulsates in every flex of their grease-caked arms. Sam's lip curls as he jabs a thumb toward Lily. Think she's got the brains to fix a blockbuster jet, Omar? Omar's laugh is low and sharp. Might as well let her try. Better than watching us fumble for answers. They exchange a glance thick with contempt, as if daring her to prove them wrong. Lily feels each insult like a blow to her ribs. Her chest tightens. Her knuckles whiten around the strap of her notebook. She recalls her father's final words. Don't let them decide what you're worth. Yet her voice sticks in her throat. Here, surrounded by men who once saluted her dad, she's just a kid in scuffed sneakers. Across the hangar, Emma Cole's fingers fly over her tablet, generating a cascade of red alerts. Backup helicopters unavailable. Weather windows narrowing. Matthew stalks toward a bulletin board plastered with flight manifests. Each paper feels like a noose tightening around his empire. If this deal collapses, he mutters, I'll lose more than money. As the mechanics reopen the panel beneath the helicopter's belly, their frustration simmers. Omar slams a tool down, sparks raining off the metal floor. I've never seen a cavitation issue this stubborn, he growls, sweat matting his temple. Sam crouches and twists a hose fitting. We've replaced every pump, every seal, every valve. Nothing lines up with her symptoms. The clang of tools drops as another cold gust gusts through the open doors. Lily's pulse throbs in her ears. She steps forward until vibrations from the rotor head hum through her boots. Every eye darts to her. Sam sneers, wiping oil off his hands. Princess, you got anything to add? Her heart thunders, her chance. Yet beneath the noise, she hears something only she can. A stuttering rhythm in the hydraulic lines. It's faint, but undeniable. She swallows, swipes a page of scribbled diagrams from her notebook, and speaks with a clarity that slices through the chaos. The filter housing is clogged with brass shavings. The pump's losing prime, cavitation. It's starving the secondary circuit. Silence crashes in. Omar's wrench slips from his fingers. Sam's mouth hangs open. Even Matthew freezes mid-stride, the color draining from his face. You? How? Sam rasps. She lifts her chin. My dad taught me to listen. His question hangs in the air, heavy with accusation and awe. Lily doesn't waver, as she draws a quick sketch of fluid flow lines. The men gather close, forced to confront their own arrogance. Emma's eyes narrow over her tablet. Is that even possible? She breathes. Matthew strides forward, voice brittle. Show me. Within minutes, Lily directs Sam and Omar. Flush the lines, remove the mesh, examine the filter screen under a magnifier. Heads bow over the dirty filter, webbed with tiny golden slivers. Sam's jaw clenches. Omar's eyes glisten with disbelief. Matthew's cane-sharp stare cuts through the hush. Order a replacement housing or machine a bypass, Lily says, lifting her gaze. Either way, we can't move without cleaning this filter. His chest heaves, part fury, part respect. He locks eyes with Sam and Omar, whose earlier sneers have curdled into sheepish shame. Their pride bruised, they snap to attention, scrambling for tools. As Leo Nguyen rigs a temporary bypass, Lily crouches beside him, offering torque specs and flow rates in a voice steady as her father's. Every instruction peels away another layer of doubt. The mechanics follow her blindly because for once, their experience falls short where her intuition prevails. Outside the hangar, the Montana sky darkens. A storm threatens, and Emma's tablet flashes departure window closing. Back inside, Matthew watches Lily guide the final test. Fluid courses smoothly. The pump hums at full capacity. He exhales a rattled breath, then nods, as though admitting her triumph in a single gesture. And in that nod lies the turning point. Authority passing from the dismissive adults to the child they refused to see. Lily stands straight, chest swelling with vindication. The filters clean, the pumps steady, and her moment of justice crackles electric in the air. No grandstanding, no gloating, just the quiet satisfaction of a promise kept. Machines do talk if you learn to listen. And today, Lily Stone found her voice and forced the world to hear it. Then Lily's gaze sweeps the hangar, settling on the dirty filter housing like a target in her crosshairs. She can feel every eye on her. Doubt, scorn, pity, ready to burst like a pinprick. In that heartbeat, she makes her choice. No more hiding, no more whispers. It's time to turn their arrogance into fuel for her reckoning. I'll show you exactly how to fix this, she says, voice low but unbreakable. We're going to machine a temporary adapter so we can bypass the clogged housing. Shop lathe, spare aluminum block, cut new mounting flanges to spec. Then we'll press fit the bypass, torque it to 35 foot-pounds, and reprime the pump. 3 hours. Tops. The mechanics exchange stunned looks. Sam Carter shifts, hesitates, but Lily's eyes flash steel. She strides to the tool crib, yanks open drawers, and pulls out her father's precision calipers and a battered micrometer. These belong in adult hands, she snaps, but tonight, they're mine. Matthew Cole leans forward, breath caught. You've got 4 hours to get me airborne, he says, voice shaking with equal parts challenge and awe. 4 hours, Lily echoes, checking her watch. That includes a full pressure test at 3,000 psi. If it holds steady for 5 minutes, we're cleared. She sketches a quick flow diagram on a scrap sheet. Hydraulic lines rerouted, filter bypass path highlighted in red. Every stroke is confident, every number exact. She assigns roles. Omar on the lathe, Sam on drilling fixtures, Emma logging part tolerances, and Leo on torque tools. As wrenches click and the machine shop roars to life, Lily stands at the center of it all, no longer sidelined, but orchestrating the ultimate revenge on their doubt. The countdown begins. In 3 hours, they'll either watch her plan fly, or they'll eat every word they ever spat at her, and she will not fail. The shop lathe roars to life as Omar slides the aluminum blank into the chuck. Lily's voice cuts through the metal growl. Set spindle to bone 200 RPM. Don't exceed 0.02 inch pass depth. We need perfect concentricity. Sparks arc like fireworks as the cutter carves new mounting flanges. Every pass, she calls out, half millimeter relief, then chamfer 45 degrees. Clean edges keep the seal intact. Across the hangar, Sam Carter rigs a drill jig around the housing. Lily crouches beside him, her small hands guiding his massive gloved ones. Hold it firm. Drill at 2,500 RPM. Coolant on. Those tap holes must be dead center. Drip by drip. Coolant hisses on hot metal. Sam's brow glistens, nerves humming as he aligns each hole under her sharp gaze. An hour in, and the storm outside cracks the windows with thunder. Emma Cole's tablet flashes critical alerts. 2-hour window remaining. She blinks, typing tolerances Lily dictated. Clearance fits, torque specs, flow coefficients. The tension spikes. If any dimension is off, the bypass will blow. Leo Nguyen grabs the precision calipers Lily offered. She leans forward, voice urgent. Check inner diameter 1.875 inches. Plus, Roro 1 minus Malversuros Rofasib. That lip must seat flush. Leo's hands shake, but under her steady stare, he clicks, okay. The adapter fits like a puzzle piece. Now, the moment of truth. Lily hops off the crate and signals Leo at the torque wrench. 35 foot-pounds, 2-step increment. Thwack, thwack. The housing bolts cinch down. She doesn't smile, her jaw sets. Reprime the pump, she orders. Hydraulic pressure whines as fluid floods the lines. Gauges climb. 500, 1000, 2200 PC, 3000 psi. No chatter, no leaks. Lily's chest rises in a quiet exhale. The pump hums at full song. Mechanics step back, slack-jawed. Matthew Cole enters, eyes wide. Lily brushes metal shavings from her father's calipers. We're cleared for departure, she says, her voice a steel blade of victory. The hangar fills with stunned silence and the undeniable echo of her triumph. The hangar falls into a stunned hush as the final pressure reading steadies at 3000 psi with not a single leak. Matthew Cole steps forward, face pale, eyes glassy with disbelief. His polished exterior cracks. He exhales a shuddering breath, voice barely audible. You did it. You actually did it. Sam Carter lowers his wrench, shoulders slumping in defeat. Omar Nguyen's jaw tightens, his usual swagger replaced by reluctant respect. They exchange a glance, unspoken apology glowing in their eyes. Emma Cole closes her tablet and approaches Lily, voice trembling. I don't know how to thank you. Lily meets their gazes firmly, her small frame radiating quiet authority. Just believe in what you can do, she says, voice soft but steady. She lifts the brass-streaked filter housing and sets it on a workbench, an artifact of her triumph. Matthew's lips twitch into an odd smile. He retrieves a pair of dog tags from his pocket, worn Army issue, engraved with Captain Daniel Reed, and lays them in Lily's open palm. His voice cracks with emotion. These belonged to your father. You honored his legacy today. Her cheeks flush as the entire team gathers around. The mechanics, the assistants, even Katrina at the operations desk, all step forward to pat her on the back, their earlier contempt transformed into admiration. In that charged moment, justice tastes bittersweet. A girl dismissed as just a kid has outshone seasoned professionals and forced powerful adults to eat their pride. It's more than a repair. It's a reckoning. As Lily tucks the dog tags beneath her flight jacket, Matthew clears his throat. Let's get this chopper to Chicago, he says, nodding in respect. Then, voice low, and let's talk about a scholarship for young talents like you. Eyes bright with possibilities, Lily nods. The crowd parts, the engines spool up, and the helicopter lifts off, bearing with it the promise of a future where brilliance is never underestimated and fairness is served in full. Every time someone wrote Lily off as just a kid, they revealed not her limits, but their own. Her story teaches us that true expertise isn't defined by age or title. It's forged in determination, honed by loss, and proven under pressure. When Sam and Omar sneered at her scuffed sneakers, they weren't just mocking a child, they were underestimating the power of lived experience and the lessons handed down from one generation to the next. Lily's father taught her to listen to machines, and in that simple act of empathy, of tuning in to what most ignore, she unlocked a solution that expert protocols missed. Her quiet resolve under fire shows us that the most devastating form of comeback is excellence. It isn't enough to demand respect with words. You have to earn it with action so undeniable that even your fiercest doubters must bow. In that moment, the dirty hangar became both her battlefield and her proving ground, and the hydraulic filter her metaphor for every hidden barrier waiting to be cleared. Ethically, Lily's revenge was perfectly balanced. She never sought to humiliate her opponents. She simply fulfilled her promise to her father and to herself. Her victory feels righteous because it's calibrated by justice. Those who dismissed her paid for their arrogance with humility, and in turn offered her the recognition and support she deserved. We all carry our own brass shavings, small doubts, stereotypes, the grit of everyday challenges. Lily's lesson is to confront those blockages head on, to craft our own bypass, and to let our capabilities speak louder than any prejudice. When knowledge is wielded with integrity and compassion, real power emerges, the power to redefine expectations, to bridge divides, and to elevate everyone who dares to listen. Lily Stone didn't just fix a helicopter, she exposed every blind spot in our assumptions and delivered a lesson no one saw coming. Today, we watched a child turn a scorn into strength, skepticism into respect, and a dirty filter into a symbol of unbreakable resolve. If you've ever been told you're too inexperienced, too young, or just not enough, remember Lily's story. Real excellence demands no permission, only courage to step forward and do the work. Did this story inspire you to confront your own barriers? Hit like, leave a comment sharing a time you proved the doubters wrong, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping tales of underdogs rewriting destiny. Next up, a whistleblower who brought down a corporate empire with a single email. Don't miss it. See you there. 6 months later, the roar of that same executive hangar has been replaced by a hum of collaboration and possibility. The towering doors slide open to reveal a transformed space. Tool benches have given way to workstations, and the scent of grease mingles with the crisp tang of freshly printed schematics. Lily Stone, now 9 years old, stands at the front of a semicircle of eager faces. Around her, a dozen young minds from every corner of the state lean forward, eyes bright with curiosity. Some clutch CAD tablets, others cradle transistors and circuit boards. Yet each one shares the spark that first ignited in Lily's own heart, the conviction that no challenge is too great when you listen closely. On this crisp autumn morning, Lily isn't just the student. She's the lead instructor for the inaugural workshop of the Stone Aviation Fellowship, a scholarship program launched by Matthew Cole's newly established Stone Reed Foundation. Behind her, banners proclaim innovation through empathy and service before self, mottos passed down from Lily's father, Captain Daniel Reed. His dog tags hang above the entrance, a silent reminder of sacrifice and of the promise Lily fulfilled when she dared to step into that hangar and demand to be heard. She begins today's session by recounting her first diagnosis. Your secondary pump was cavitating from brass shavings in the filter mesh. Many of these children weren't yet born when she spoke those words. or when their parents were racing to board that chopper. Yet Lily's voice carries the same clarity and calm precision. When we identify a problem, we don't just fix it. We analyze every symptom, trace the root cause, and then design a solution that elevates the entire system. She taps her tablet, and a 3D model of the temporary bypass adapter fills the overhead screen, rotating slowly. This wasn't a hasty hack. It was a carefully engineered workaround that exceeded factory specs and held at full pressure. Because we listened, the students erupt in questions. How did you determine the optimal relief angle for the housing? What data did you use to predict the flow coefficient? Lily answers each in turn, weaving technical detail with personal insight. She recalls her father's workshop, its scent of coolant and varnished wood, and the way he would guide her tiny hands over a drill bit or lathe tool, teaching her that empathy for the machine unlocks its secrets. When we approach engineering with respect, she reminds them, we build more than solutions. We build trust. Outside the hangar, volunteers from the Foundation's mentorship network, engineers, mechanics, pilots, hover near their own workstations, ready to offer one-on-one guidance. Nearby, Emma Cole oversees the logistics, ensuring that every student has access to the latest simulation software and lab equipment. The walls are lined with project posters, adaptive winglets, solar-powered UAVs, reconfigurable sensor arrays for disaster relief. Each bears Lily's signature encouragement. Test early, fail fast, learn always. As the morning session winds down, Lily gathers the cohort for a closing challenge. Design an emergency communications node that can self-heal its network in the event of a structural failure. For many, this is uncharted territory, but they dive in, sketches flying, laptops humming. Lily moves among them, offering gentle nudges. Consider redundant data paths. What about autonomous calibration? Each suggestion is a seed planted in fertile minds. When the bell rings, signaling the end of the workshop, parents and mentors file in, amazed by the prototypes already on display. A hush falls as Lily steps to the front one last time. She lifts the dog tags, now polished and gleaming, and addresses the room. My father taught me that service is the highest form of engineering. Today, you've all demonstrated that same spirit. You've transformed a hangar into a laboratory, skepticism into collaboration, and doubt into discovery. Remember this feeling, this power you have when you listen, when you act with empathy, and when you refuse to let anyone define your limits. As applause ripples through the hangar, Lily's eyes alight with quiet determination. The legacy that began with her father's sacrifice has become a living movement, carried forward by the very children who will shape the future of aviation, technology, and humanity itself. And in that moment, it's clear the real flight has only just begun.